The Painful Excellence Podcast.
Absolutely. True Time Bros on deck. Shout out to everybody LDBC. This is Painful Excellence Podcast. Come on in, smash the like button, like and share the video. We are our own algorithm. 2 days in a row. I'm feeling pretty good. I gotta start pumping out more pep talk material because there's a lot happening. And I've been busy, but things are winding down, school's starting. And we're gonna get back to it. Let's do this roll call. My brother Bill D. Salute to you, good brother. Much love and appreciation. Thank you so much. Rod Neal, Mark Wunderlich. Oh yeah, you went up to Glen Cove? Yeah, listen, I live in the city, but let me tell you something. Upstate New York is unbelievable. New York is a beautiful state. Once you get out of these 5 boroughs, the city's nice, but once you hit 87 and just drive, you hit that Hutchinson River Parkway or the Sprain and just drive upstate. Oh Lord, it's beautiful, man. Those mountains, man, it's beautiful. Beautiful up here. Yes, sir. So I'm glad you enjoyed that fishing, man. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Yes, sir. 704 Joe, salute. Chilltown Majors, the real Mr. Shelton in the building. AB, what's going on? Eric Jordan, my brother. D Main in the building. Yes, sir. Paul Carrick, what's going on, brother? How are you? Derek Gaines, the legend, in the building. Sam Mack, what's going on? Jose Diaz in the building. Salute, salute, salute. Come on in, smash the like button. Let's talk. Had a conversation with some buddies of mine, men and women, and this topic came up. Pray for Creasy, salute. A friend of my friends, he told me she lost her employment, and it's kind of it's a strange situation nowadays when you lose your employment at our age. It's pretty much like starting over, and we are not. I'm Rampage fans, salute. We are not. I repeat, we are not at the age where you could just start over. We ain't 20 no more. We all knocking on 50, and we supposed to be in the home stretch sprinting, looking to go sit down somewhere and having our money work for us, based off of us making the right decisions. So the young lady that we know, Hen Dog, salute, she was kind of like in a bind. Now it's a weird situation, but the kids are grown, right? Kids are grown. And they got their lives of their own. I mean, that's how old we are. Young Hollywood, salute. And John Pounds, what's going on? Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Share the video, please. And to put it bluntly, she was strapped for cash. She didn't know what she was going to do. And of course, a friend of hers said, "Hey, you ever considered OF?" And they were like, she's like, "What?" She's like late 40s. What you mean? But I guess she in shape. Whatever. And guess what happened? She started it up, and 3 months in, the ends was meeting like a mofo. At least this is what I was told. And I'm like, okay, I mean, you're grown, you make your own decisions. So that was the discussion. And look, I'm not telling anyone how to get their bread. I'm not. But a little debate popped off. Most of us was like, "Hey, man, she ain't had to do that." And the ladies in the cipher was like, "Well, she did." All right, well, no judgment. I'm just saying that there weren't no other options. Say, well, she got out and got it on her own. Okay, I get it. But what's the cost? Oh, well, the kids are grown. Well, she's also a grandma. Light eyes salute. And of course, she don't look like a grandma, conventional grandma, like how I remember like grandmas, but she's a grandma. And the babies are still like in elementary school. And these kids have access to anything and everything. You can't hide it anymore. You just have to explain what to do and what not to do. And I want you to follow me on the levels. On the levels of this conversation when it went to. First, it was, well, y'all not paying her bills. You can't tell her how to pay her bills. Great, I understand that. And no one's knocking her. I'm just saying that I'm just wondering if that was the only choice. Chaz Bleak, salute. Was that the only choice? And the ladies was like, well, that was her choice. I said, well, that's great. No one's shaming her. But if you stand on that decision and you're not factoring in the people around you, what's it worth? She said, well, the women was like, well, her bills are paid. I said, okay, so she's standing on her principles, right? They said, yes. I said, well, okay, great. Did she tell her children that are grown? And I got a blank stare. Don't you know she didn't tell her adult kids that are in their 20s? Now, if you're standing on business and your kids know you lost your job, and they're asking you, hey, mom, you need help. And they're like, nah. She's like, nah. All right, well, how you paying your bills, mom? If you're standing on business, you're going to tell your two sons and your daughter that you have an OnlyFans? And that's the silence. See, if you're going to stand on it 100%. Now, incidentally, I know this woman. And again, I'm not judging anybody. If that's what you feel you want to do, then go ahead and do it. It's a fast come up. But you don't factor in the people around you because you got to get those bills paid. And they tried to decorate it. The conversation was really interesting. They tried to decorate it and say, hey, man, OnlyFans is okay because, it gives women confidence or whatever. It helps them out with confidence. No. That wasn't the case for this woman that I grew up with. That was never her case. She never had a problem with confidence. This was a money grab because she was terminated from her state job. I still don't know the story behind that. She was a 16-year veteran doing something for the state, and she did something and got fired. She lost her pension and everything. I don't know what happened. And she has an apartment, 3-bedroom apartment, and she had a vehicle, and of course, her ex-husband, at least she was married. Her ex-husband, he's child support been over for a few years, so he's not. Anything him helping her will be out of friendship, and I don't know what kind of relationship they got. So yeah, she did it on her own. Big up to her, but she's educated. She's a college grad. She has a degree. I was just asking, did you have to turn to OnlyFans? She work out like I work out. She's my age, exact, and she don't look a day over 30. And on OnlyFans, from what I heard, it really don't matter. There's something for everybody on there. You'd be surprised, but not really. But I was just asking the women that was not really defending her, because we wasn't cutting her down. We were just asking, was that our only option? And of course, they took it like, oh, well, she's getting her money or whatever. Okay, well, at what cost? Y'all sound like the drug dealers that only sell drugs in their neighborhood. Well, I got to eat. I got to feed my kids. At what cost? You're killing your neighborhood, man. And I only asked, me and the brothers only asked, we wasn't clowning and laughing. To lose your job at this age, it's not funny. It's not funny. We weren't laughing. We was like, what? Is she okay? You know, back in the days, who remembers rent parties? You throw a little party, charge at the door, and family and friends come over, they tip the cup, and then you just give the person money just to get them through the month. Did we have to go old school like that? What does she need? We could skip the party and just send her a cash app or whatever. We cool. They said, nah, she started her OnlyFans, and we got quiet. It was like, she did what? And the brothers is looking around like, she what? Because if you knew this young lady, that would be the absolute last thing that you would peg her to do. You wouldn't even think that was an option. Now, the fact that she got grown kids, they're college grads themselves, they're grown out the house and they got kids themselves. Her youngest daughter is in her early 20s. And, she wasn't outside like that, She was married for a decade and some change, got divorced. It wasn't ugly. It was, but I would never peg her to do this. And all I'm saying is, what's it worth? And we asked, was OnlyFans her only option? They said, oh, well, it's better than stripping. I said, I understand. 90s, chicks would be like, man, I need this quick money. I'm gonna go slide down the pole. In that aspect, I did have, when I was in my 20s, shorty saying, look, I gotta make this bread real quick. I know you work at these clubs. You think you could get me a gig somewhere, and what they used to say is, hey, I can't be in New York. And I'm like, cool. I got, I know somebody in Jersey, Philadelphia, Delaware, Virginia. I put you in contact with somebody, They didn't want to be anywhere. They were secretive about it. They didn't want to be anywhere where they could be seen. Now, this is the World Wide Web. And she was on there. From what I saw the picture, I'm like, man, she ain't even covering her damn face. She's not even trying to hide. So where the men were showing concern and just asking, hey man, was this her only option? The girls in our group was like, go ahead, girl, you're getting that money. And then we asked them, would you do this? Really? That's what we doing? And I'm just like looking at this like, holy shit. These are chicks I've known, some of them I've known since elementary school. And, we all grew up around the same area. Some of us leave and come back or whatever, but, we all cool. But now, when we was talking to the fellas, when the fellas started talking, we was like, I didn't think that would be an option for any of these chicks. Because these weren't the girls that we pegged to be, smuts. We didn't run through them. They were just around. And we didn't. You learn something every day, man. Everybody's grown and everything else, but it's like, you mean to tell me if times got hard, your fail-safe is OnlyFans? You feel me? So holy cow. These ladies, and we got gray in our face, we're losing our hair and everything else. I'm like, yo. So that's my question this evening. Is OnlyFans the modern woman's only option? Or that, now mind you, all of these women, as a matter of fact, they're more educated than me. Degrees and everything. I didn't finish college. I ain't ashamed to say it. These women are educated. You mean to tell me if you lose your whatever job, it's like, I'm gonna turn to OnlyFans. What? What is, man, bro? And here's another thing. I know I haven't asked them, but I know at open school night back in the days, I seen these ladies' parents, so I know they were the father was around. So this is just them making this decision, and they spent. And it wasn't like a drag out argument, because at that point, I lab rat people. At that point, I'm like, yo, hold on a minute. And they spent at least an hour and some change trying to make this make sense. And it's great when men are on the same page. We know not to go back and forth with them. We just let them justify it. And they were just talking for an hour and some change. And we were just like, word? Yeah, word, okay. I don't know. And then they kept, well, what do you think? I'm like, I don't see it. I wouldn't want my daughter to do it. Well, I'm saying, what if your daughter's grown? I said, well, I've given my children, I've let them know that they have more options and they're better than reducing yourself to an OnlyFans account. Stormy in the building, salute. Caught the last 25 minutes of your life. I was hanging with family today, man, but you was cooking. Yeah, Mark, round the way, girls. LL Cool J voice. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, they spent time trying to make sense of it, and the more they talked, they know it didn't sound correct. But I'm not going back and forth with them. I'm just listening. We were like, yeah, really? But I've given my children more, I've let them know that they have more options than resort to flashing their body on the internet. Because what did I say about carrying your parents' last name? Does that not mean something? Clarence McLean, Bronx on deck. Does that mean anything anymore? Never mind your parents. You have siblings? You got co-workers, neighbors? Is your mom still alive? Are you factoring in who it may hurt? No. Because you got to pay that car note. You got to pay that house. Maybe you got to downsize. If you're religious, and I'm going to talk about this former pastor in a minute. If you're religious, you know that God doesn't give you any weight that you can't handle. It might be difficult, but he might be testing your faith. Is this how you get out of a bind? I was having a conversation the other day, about the religious thing. And, Shorty was like a cousin of mine. I was like, well, we got into the, if men can do it, why can't women do it? Right. And I had to explain to her, listen, God can forgive a prostitute like he can forgive a murderer. Right. But when God chose to reproduce, he chose a virgin. Why can't we be like God? Uh-oh. Think about what I just said. Mac of the South, my brother, salute. New Fat Boy Fitness in the building, salute. That's right, self-respect. But you see, you know what it is, brother? They no longer view this as disrespect to themselves. You know what it is? This dysfunction behavior that we see it as, it's become normalized. That's the sad part. All of this dysfunction that you see is normalized. We are really, really in a messed up time point. This is ridiculous. They rationalize a mutual friend turning to OnlyFans at damn near 50 years old because she got to pay bills. And it wasn't pay bills or be homeless. She had options, and I know she got options. I know that for a fact. Her kids are doing well. Maybe you got to hold mom down. Maybe I got to get money together in your budget and say, look, we got to hold mom down until she get on her feet. Okay, we can't pay her mortgage or her rent, whatever it is. Mom, come stay with one of us. Do something. Because she's not a lazy woman, or is she? This was an easy way out. Now, what is she going to do if, God forbid, but now this is a possibility, when your grandkids so happen to be going through an OnlyFans, because, kids get curious and they say, wait, that look like grandma, I ain't going to say her name. And it's her. What are you gonna do? Now watch this. How do you tell your female grandkids don't do what grandma's doing? Now you have to, now you got to deal with that. What are you gonna do? Be a living, walking contradiction? Tell them, do as I say, not do as I do. Grandma had to pay bills. Well, Grandma, I'm gonna pay bills too. This is an easy route. This is a fast come up. Now, from what I was told, she made more bread in 3 months than she made in a year and some change at her city job. I mean, her state job. I said, great. Is there a retirement plan in that? And then here they went. Oh, it could be, because, she could do this and put it here. And I'm like, y'all are really missing the point. And of course, she's one of those women, right? Because she looks very good for her age. She believes in getting married again and finding a certain kind of man. And, when he says, well, what do you do for a living? I see the car outside. I see your apartment. I see you're well kept. And, you got some kids that grown out the house right up my alley. So I ain't got to deal with you. Ain't got young kids. So what are you doing now? You retired. So what are you going to do? Tell them you on OnlyFans after whatever happened with you on your job. I don't know what happened, but I know your employment was terminated. So now you're doing OnlyFans. Now, as a man, is he supposed to deal with that? And of course, here they go. Well, I'm saying y'all go to strip clubs and y'all do this. Okay, yeah, dudes go to strip clubs. They ain't trying to marry no stripper. Because every dude that's tried to get into a relationship with a stripper, how'd that work out? If your son brought home a woman and you found out that she is a stripper, what are you going to tell your son? Then they start tap dancing all around it. Oh, well, she could, that job don't define her. Please. She's showing her goodies to strangers for money. Big Joe Townsend, salute. Noah, salute. I see you in the chat. If I miss you, know that I love you. Is that the kind of person that you want your son to be with? The answer is no. The answer is no. So at your age, if you find a man that checks all the boxes for you, and he just asks, what do you do for a living? And you tell him OnlyFans, and he says, you know what, deal breaker, I can't deal with that. Not at your age, what you mean? Why are we supposed to settle for that? These women talking about, I don't settle, don't settle, don't settle. We supposed to deal with that? Now, in this meme, these are real situations. You got the OnlyFans model that used to be a teacher. She said she made more money in OnlyFans than she did as a teacher. That's what she's done. You got a former pastor. Pastor, y'all, who does OnlyFans. And you got a former teacher who started doing OnlyFans and got pregnant by one of her students. Somehow men are the problem, though. Right? Oh, the incels, the incels, the incels. Oh, women wear makeup because of men. Women get BBLs because of men. Listen, there are incels because y'all are on OnlyFans shaking what your mama gave you. And yeah. You're entertaining the incels that you say you hate. There's dudes that's going to be smashing those hobots while watching you prance around on OnlyFans. So it's a working situation there that you're saying you hate it, but you're also enabling it. Phenomenal Mexican, salute. You are enabling these incels that you say you don't like by doing OnlyFans. So don't complain about somebody that's supporting your lifestyle. But these women are good and grown. Let me read this first article. OnlyFans model. She says, I'm a millionaire thanks to OnlyFans, and I don't regret quitting a teacher job. She gave up books to focus on her looks. A high school teacher who quit the classroom to share explicit content on OnlyFans is now a millionaire thanks to her kinky new career. Courtney Tilia, 34, shared screenshots of her eye-watering earrings with TMZ on Monday, telling the website that it took just 3 years to rake in a 7-figure sum. The mom of 4 previously worked as a special needs educator in Arizona and said it would have taken her about 25 years to make the same million sum if she stuck to teaching, even with a master's degree. So this woman's not stupid, she's educated. Back when I was a teacher, my family really struggled financially, Tiller told the Post last year. OnlyFans allows me financial freedom. I can provide everything for my family, everything my family needs and more. It's depressing news for teachers across the country, many of whom are returning to the classroom this week, with 80% of educators feeling like they are underpaid, according to business.org. The website claims teacher pay was declined over the past few decades. It has declined over the past few decades, with the average educator taking home $65,000 per year in 2021. Wow. TMZ reports that Talia has 3 separate OnlyFans accounts, a VIP page, a free page, and a merchandise store. The bombshell has made the most cash from her VIP page, netting a whopping $380,734 in monthly subscriptions and an additional $164,660 from messaging with fans. Satisfied customers have also donated a total of $50,045 in tips. Meanwhile, as teachers toil away in front of a chalkboard, a cashed up tequila is taking lavish vacations. You see what they just did right there? The bombshell has enjoyed solo getaways to Colombia and Jamaica and has treated her family to holidays in Nashville and Hawaii. Taylor told TMZ that she also has become a frisky philanthropist, donating money to homeless shelters across Los Angeles and relocating to Hollywood from Phoenix. That's a tax write-off. Last year, Talia spoke with the Post about her new decision to quit teaching in 2016. I was beginning to hate my job, and the darkness began spilling over into other areas of my life, she stated. She also revealed that she has no shame about her new occupation, saying her husband is supportive and that they are teaching their 4 kids to be open-minded about unorthodox employment. I guess I'm a sex worker, but I'm not ashamed of that, Talia declared. The busty brunette has even started her own life coaching business to help other women embrace their sultry sides. You hear this? I work with hundreds of women all over America, Australia, Europe, and everywhere, Talia said. I'm helping those clients break through the shame and guilt that's been imposed upon them for wanting to be free and express their sexiness. I feel better than I ever have in my life, she proudly professed. I've changed my life financially. I'm changing lives of other women. I'm happy just doing me. I'm happy just doing me. I'm happy just doing me. Married woman, y'all. There's a picture of her and her husband. Looks like Jake Paul. But I'm happy doing me. Ladies and gentlemen, she was going to do that shit anyway. You understand? So because she had some, let me say this. She wasn't in any other financial dire straits that any other American has come across. Sometimes you got to budget properly. You got to tighten your belt. You got to watch your spending. There's more outgo than there is income. Don't know what her husband did for a living. Fellas, what comes with that usually? What comes with that? Because she's the breadwinner, clearly. She's clearly the breadwinner, clearly. What do you think's going to happen with that? Waffle, salute. He don't act right. He could what? Leave. She said it right here at the end of that article. I'm happy doing me. And she's training her kids. Her 4 kids have an open mind about weird jobs. Now, I'm not sure. I don't know if homie's sticking around because, it's like, man, why leave? Look at how we're living. Let her make those millions. And if you're cool with your woman prancing around, showing her goodies to the world, then that's you. But you know what I know about OnlyFans? The other side to OnlyFans is you could cake up in about a year, but your audience will dwindle if you don't change up what you do. Yeah, it is cuckold behavior. Absolutely it is. It totally is. But do you understand what I'm saying? You understand? Weird stuff, right? Now you're teaching your kids, hey, man, it's okay. Show your nanu to the world. It's all right. You want your kids around those kids? No. To rationalize this, hey, man, do you, like you're saying, but that's not how I run my household. And yeah, I am judging it because you can do what you do in your household. You can live your life how you want to live your life. But you ain't gonna be around my family, my kids with that thought process. Hell no. This was fast money. You had a job. You went to school. You was an educator. You said, F it, I'd rather show the world my goodies and make millions and go on lavish vacations. And now you're teaching women what? Confidence? I didn't think today's modern women lack confidence. I didn't think so. So what is she doing? Listen, this is the bottom line. She came up. She found herself a little niche. She got herself a whole bunch of women following her that do have low self-esteem, and she's eating off of that. What makes her any different of a panderer than they claimed Derek Jackson was? Now, I'm going to tell you right now, say what you want about Derek Jackson, he was a fucking genius. Yes, sir. Derek got in where he fit in, and he exposed the pea brains of a lot of these women out here. I heard someone went to one of his book signings and Shorty was in the bathroom listening to these girls, and he was there with his wife. These women were in the bathroom talking about, girl, I would totally bust him down and I would do this and I would do that. I mean, what happened to women sticking together? His wife was there. I mean, you found out that he was clapping everything around his wife anyway. I did a show on that when they did that apology and he came clean, and and then she was selling she was selling courses, like female courses. She would talk to women on what to do and what not to do. Are you you're still in a relationship with that guy? What are you going to tell another woman what to do? We see what you do. But Derrick Jackson's a genius. I said, look, yeah, he got caught with his hand in the cookie jar, but you know what? With how he looks, these chicks don't give a damn. They're going to buy his books. They're going to go to book signings. DP, what up? They're going to go to book signings, and they're going to listen to every word he says. Why? What do we know about women? When it comes to their sexual gratification, a majority of them give zero fucks. They do not care. A woman will go to a Derrick Jackson book signing before they go support a WNBA game.
What?
Man, those chicks, I heard they're about to go on strike. Told me, pay me what you worth. Okay, y'all go ahead and go on strike. I don't know how that's going to help. Good luck. I'll talk about it. But you heard what I said, right? These chicks will go to a male review night. Y'all know what that is? They will go to a male review night before they go to a WNBA game and support the sisterhood. That's why I said the sisterhood is full of shit. All of these pandering ass dudes, they are making a killing on social media, and I am not mad at them. I don't take them serious. I'm like, man, I know what they're doing, man. Who's this dude? What's this guy's name? Forgot. But he panders to the highest extent, man. This dude's always talking about your woman shouldn't have to pay for nothing, and you're less of a man if you're not doing. Forgot this dude. He's one of those Afrocentric. He's annoying as hell. Man, Joe, you crazy as hell. I just did security, but there was yeah, Yada Rod, yeah, that guy. Oh my God, I know what he's doing, but I had to unfollow him on the gram. I said, all right, bro, you doing too much. You doing too much. Yeah, Joe Townsend, I got offers. There was a shorty that had a stable of chicks, and she was like, yo, you should come and you could just get on stage just for a little while. And I'm like, man, no, I'm good at this door. Just pay me my little $400 or $500 and I'm all right. I ain't getting on nobody's stage. And this was the 90s. I was like, I ain't getting on no one's stage. Relax. I'm good. Yada, he get on my nerves. Young Abel, salute. That dude got on my nerves, man. I'm just like, yo, dude, you just attacking dudes. You just attacking dudes. Listen, some of you dudes, y'all got ladies that got jobs. They work because they want to work. Y'all have a great working relationship. She wants to have her own money in her pocket. She wants to have her own money put aside because she wants to take you out to eat. She wants to take you out on a date. What's the problem with that? Especially y'all that are married. Fuck out of here, man. Crazy shit. He said, Kai Green, stop it, bro. Man. You understand what I'm saying? I'm like, God damn. I was on his Instagram. I followed him on the gram for about a year. And I'm like, what is he talking about? Why is he always beefing? You saw the debate he had with Anton? Oh my God. Anton buried him. He buried him. You tried to go the religious direction. He buried you. You tried to attack basic men. He buried you. Now, salute to you and the women you surround yourself with, and you have the finances and the means to give them everything that they want. Cool. That's how you want to live. That's how you want to live. But I don't fuck with lazy women. I fuck with, well, I'm married, but you know, I look for the women that were feminine, number one. that could speak a sentence without a curse and were polite. When you go to the movies with a shorty and she buys the popcorn, I remember went on a date, this was a while ago, a long time ago, and I said, oh man, let me use the restroom. Ran to the bathroom, I had to piss like a racehorse. Went in the bathroom, relieved myself. I came out, she had 2 drinks and a big old popcorn. She said, all right, what theater, what theater we in? I said, yo, you, she's like, oh, I got it. I was like, oh man. I said, yeah, all right, this is what it is right here. This is what it is right here. These women running around looking for you to be a gentleman, but to them, you being a gentleman is to be their slave. I told y'all yesterday, man. I was watching this. I think they were Indian or something. The dude was saying, "Hey, man, so if I'm conquering the world and I'm making all the money, what's the problem with you?" He said, "Okay, what are you gonna do as a wife? Do you cook and clean?" She said, "No. If you're making all that money, I could hire a maid and the chef." He's like, "So what the hell do you do?" These are the same bitches that say, okay, I'm gonna lay on my back and make some babies, and you want to hire a babysitter. These chicks don't want to do shit. And then when they do work, what do you think they say? Their money's their money. Your money is also their money. Get out of here. Get out of here. These women today are flat out rude. They are rude. Capital R. They are absolutely rude. With a capital R. They are rude. They are obnoxious. They're just flat out disgusting. And she said that shit with a smile. See, all of these things are connected. That's why I had to give y'all 2 shows in a row. All of this shit is connected. It's all connected. These women have gotten so rude that dudes have gotten passports to leave the country. And the other half saying, I'm not going to fly. I'm scared of flying. I'm just going to get me a Hobart. This is where it's gone. Seriously. And here we are now. Today I'm asking, is OnlyFans the modern woman's only option? So, because some of y'all do want to work. Okay, some of y'all have prestigious jobs. But when that don't work out, you want to run to get that quick cash. That's what all this was. Every woman that this woman is counseling, they're not going to be her. And I'm going to tell you something else. The women that are seeking counsel from her, I would love to see who's on those Zoom meetings. Some of them might look like her. How do you think the others look? There's some sort of, there's like a 5 foot tall, 300-pound chick there. What is she going to tell her? Girl, you still got it. You can still get it. What? Stop lying. Stop lying. Man, y'all get mad when Kevin Samuels would say the same shit. But he's been going how many years now? And look, we've gotten worse. So he clearly wasn't the issue. This is feminism. Y'all go ahead and hop on that OnlyFans and get your money. Go ahead. Y'all don't value anything anymore. You don't value marriage. And when you say, why don't you value marriage? You're going to say, oh, well, because men what? Men what? We have completely gotten out of your way. You ladies are the freest you've ever been in any point in the history of mankind. Y'all are literally doing whatever it is you want to do. And what do? You run the only fucking fans? Instead of starting from scratch. See, men, we don't have this luxury. We can't just take our clothes off and say, oh, I'm gonna go to OnlyFans. I mean, you can, you ain't gonna make no bread unless you like a bunch of men looking at you. Ridiculous. We don't have that luxury. So when you want to make that fast money, you're doing exactly what real women used to cut women down for doing. Remember when women used to look down on strippers? Remember when women when they felt they had to strip, it was a secret. Now they're doing it loud and proud. And then wonder why men don't want to get married. Who the fuck? We supposed to accept this? No. My brother Kofa in the building. Salute. He said, peace late as fuck, but here, OnlyFans, the new stroll, the blade. Women got freedom to choose loose sex in single motherhood. This is where we are as gentlemen. I'm telling you, bro, I'm in the fucking Twilight Zone, brother. I'm in the Twilight Zone. Because I don't get this. But this has become normalized. I'm telling you, you're going to be checking your nephew or your sons, and you're just going to get curious, man. This girl, she's a nice girl, but you Google her name and go to her LinkedIn. On her LinkedIn, it's going to say OF. On her LinkedIn. Do you know, what's that, Kofa, what's that black tennis player's name? I didn't even jump in her shit. Because this is like deflating. What's that tennis player name? Her ass is on OnlyFans. And I'm like, why? She's a pro tennis player. Why is she on OnlyFans? And what I heard, is it true that what I heard about her, I heard she's saying men have to pay for her time. Let me give you a bit of advice, young lady. Sachia Vickery, whatever the fuck. She's lost all points. First of all, I don't watch tennis like that, right? But I tend to follow the black athletes because that's who I am. I support. But when that news came out, I said, well, who's that? I said, okay, she's a pro tennis player. Why the fuck is she on OnlyFans? And what does she say? She's on OnlyFans because men have to pay to talk to her? That's what the fuck she said? No, bitch, you're on OnlyFans because that's what you think of yourself. And let me give you a bit of a news flash. Here's what y'all don't know. There's a lot of lesbians on these sites too. Yeah. You think you'll be talking to a dude. You'll be talking to a whole woman. Versace, I don't know nothing about her. I don't. I found her on Instagram. And, like the rest of these smuts on social media, you scroll down far enough, they're walking around with a thumb. Or they're snatched waist or whatever. There's an MMA chick. Hold on, what is her name? I'm going to tell you her name right now. What's this dumbass name? Where is it? No. Where is it? No. No. Give me 1 second. I know I have it. Wait, it's in screenshots. What's this chick's name? She's ranked 500. So she's not even that good? Is that what's being said? What is this bitch name? I love how I'll be looking for something and I can't never find. Okay. Her name is Paige Bonzant. She has earned more money in 24 hours on OnlyFans than in her entire UFC career. Don't know her, don't care. Can y'all believe that? You believe that? Ain't that crazy? Isn't there a couple of WNBA players that got her OnlyFans too? What about that volleyball player? She like 6'4", Phelan something. The light-skinned black chick. She like 6'4" with an insane amount of booty. She got OnlyFans. So this is the new gig. When all else fails, I could take my clothes off. Excuse me, in the 90s and 80s and 70s, you remember when women, they were like public service announcement. Women can't be objectified. We're more than just our body. I agreed with that. So when feminism started fighting with the patriarchy, decades later, this is what y'all decide to do? I'm not confused. Y'all are. What the fuck? What is going on here? We're more than just a body. And I'm looking at I'm looking and listening to all of these female rappers. Glorilla, Sukihana. All of these chicks. Now what? We've completely stepped out of your way. Completely. And this is what you've done? And somehow you will find a way to what? Blame men. What all men have done is stepped out your way. Some of y'all make more money than us. DEI was your best friend and all kinds of shit. And a shorty that I've known for a few decades loses her 17-year state job, and now her girlfriends are high-fiving because she jumped on OnlyFans for 3 months and made a killing. Okay. All right. And it was weird because the men, we was sitting there, we weren't clowning. We're older now. We was like, yo, is she all right? Oh my God. Well, thank God the kids are older, man. She gonna be okay? Does she need anything? That was us. Tragic. Nope, she's fine. She started her OnlyFans. We was like, hold on, what? And one of the girls pulled it up. And you know what we did? We was like, whoa, pause. No. We don't need to look at her. Is she okay? Has it gotten that bad? Remember once upon a time when you saw a chick on a host show, you felt bad for her? Remember that? Oh man, things is really bad. Now she out here, turning doorknobs. Oh man, she got a strip now. Oh my God. Oh. And then when you get a little older, what did you find out? Wait a minute. She's out here because she wants to be out here. Y'all got older and you found out when the men were saying, you can't save these hoes. Some of y'all are very young. When Doggy Style came out, Snoop's first album, y'all know the song. Itches ain't ish, but hoes and tricks. How he talked about women, he wasn't just saying it to say it. He had experience at it at that young age at that time. He's dealt with it. That's what Project Pat said, exactly. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. These women do whatever they want to do from any walk of life. When I tell you, shorty that I know, this would be the last thing I pegged her to do. And she did it. I didn't watch it. I felt like odd knowing that. I thought they were playing. And then when shorty pulled up her phone, look. I'm like, no. I don't need to see that. What is going on? She's a grandmother now, man. The men were like, yo, is she okay? Her friends was like, nah, yo, you saw her twerking? I didn't know she had ass like that. I'm like, oh my God, here we are being sympathetic, and her girlfriends are bigging her up. No, hold on. She wants to be out there. Why y'all get mad at the pimping? When pimps were the middlemen in this, don't get mad at them. Trust me, she could have left. OnlyFans can't be the only option. It's a fast option. But what's the cost? She has grandkids. And when I said that, they rationalized it. I just read you this article. Her 4 kids, she broke the news to them and telling them it's okay and saying, hey, we're going on these vacations. Look how we're living. Don't argue with the money. Remember I told you about the video that I saw when dude was like, hey, what happens when your son goes to school and his friends pull up your OnlyFans and you're doing all these things with cucumbers and shit? What do you say when he's crying to you? Mom, I had to deal with this today. You know what she said? He can cry in a Mercedes. Her son was probably 10 years old. He can cry in a Mercedes. What the fuck does a 10-year-old care about a Mercedes? Is it safe to say, press 1 in the chat, is it safe to say that these modern women today are just greedy and selfish? Is it safe to say that they're greedy and selfish? Why is it okay for them to think like this? They get mad at a man for not wanting to deal with them. They would rather deal with a doll that functions off of artificial intelligence, or they'd rather deal with a woman out of their fucking country. They'd rather take their chances. Oh, you can get killed in Venezuela. I'd rather take my chances over there because I can get killed here too. See what I mean? These chicks chose this. And she thinks it's okay. What about this other shorty that she turned 18 and she did her OnlyFans and made like $1 million in a night or something crazy like that? I don't even know who that little girl was. But when I read the story, I said, wait a minute, she just turned 18 and started her OnlyFans? Wait a minute. First of all, what fucking pervert has been following her around and waiting for her to do that? That's a problem in itself. But I saw another video where her little brother was like giving her the business, like, yo, you know, you're not even, we got money. You don't need to do this. You have money. You don't need to do this. Why are you doing this? Then I saw another video. I don't know if it's the same girl, but he's sitting down and telling her, hey, man, you know, you did this. Now, mind you, it's an interview. He's sitting down talking on the mic. She's sitting there in short shorts with her legs spread. So it was very inappropriate. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, wait, that's her brother? And he was like, his voice was cracking. He's like, you know, I go to school. I think he was trying to get into a college, and they found out that was his sister, and they declined him or something like that. And he was letting her know, you didn't factor any of this in. You didn't think about us. You didn't think about me. You just did this to do it. And based off of what I've seen, she wasn't strapped for money. She wasn't about to get evicted. I think they live with their parents. She had options. She chose this. And her brother is pouring his heart out to her, and she's sitting there on her phone, and then he starts crying, and he's like, you know what? This is what you did. Friends are looking at him crazy. He got turned away from schools because of her. People know who he is because they know who his sister is. And if I'm not mistaken, he got him and said, yo, I hate you. And he walked off. And she said, I didn't think about that. Of course you didn't think about it. You don't ever, these chicks don't ever think about the consequences of what they do. They're never held accountable. But you know who enables them? The sisterhood. And they only listen to a man when he's saying something that they want to hear. Like this nigga Yada. Like all these panderers to these dudes, these women. Man, they making money hand over fist. Talking up these bras. And you get, now look, let me ask you a question. If one of his women say, you know what, Yada, I'm gonna do an OnlyFans. What is he gonna say? I'm gonna tell you what he's supposed to say. Do you, babes? Yeah, you don't have to do that. I got all the money you need. Yeah, but you know what, Yada? What's freedom? Freedom is the right to do what you want, when you want, how you want, with whom you want, for as long as you want. And right now, something external of us makes those decisions for us. And what is that? Money. And Yada, you got money. But what's the problem with me wanting to make my own money? I'm confident. I want to show the world my body. What is he going to do? Sweet talk out of it? No, he's supposed to support his woman in doing what she wants to do, right? That's why I don't trust these dudes. These dudes is full of shit. But get your bread, though. Pandering. Get your bread, though. Pandering. Have fun. I don't fuck with no lazy women. I don't. They don't cook. They don't clean. I watched Cardi B right now. She was coming out. I just saw it before I got on live on Instagram. She was coming out the court. She's in court getting sued for calling some woman fat, a fat black bitch or whatever she said to her. So they accusing her of being racist. Tim, what up? Accusing her of being racist, and dude asked her about something and she threw a pen at him. And then she would say, you don't hear no woman asking me those questions. This bitch is clearly not in control of her emotions. Your next album tanked. Bitch, you're on your way out. But you left your mark in this world. You had a whole bunch of young girls dancing to your music, twerking to your music, getting sugar daddies like you said. And your marriage is fucked off. And you're throwing pens at people outside of courtrooms and you're getting sued. Well, when all else fails, take your dumb ass to OnlyFans. The International Quiet Storm, my brother, salute. Mr. Roll Tide, Tim Harmon, salute. And she's not in control of her emotions at all. These are modern women, ladies and gentlemen. So you see why I look at some of these dudes out here that want to defend them? So these women turning to OnlyFans and failing marriage, this is all our fault? No. It was already proven that a lie. Black men are the most involved in their children's lives, even if the marriage ain't work out. They still around. I just watched this other idiot get into a fight. What's his other dumb bitch name? Cursing out her baby daddy. He's leaving in his Escalade. And Brittany Renner. Brother Reef, salute. You got $170,000 for your new bitch, but you only got 11 for your son. Excuse me? 11 racks is more than what I make in a month. What the fuck does a child need $11,000 a month for? Listen, it's called child support, not punishment for a failed relationship, dummy. And what exactly is Brittany Renner famous for? What is she famous for? I don't get it. And suddenly the Hobart doesn't seem like a bad deal. They're going to put Hobarts on payment plans. I saw they said one costs $175,000 or whatever. I can see the commercials now. It could be yours for $500 a month. That's right, $500 a month. And there'll be dudes paying that. there will be dudes paying that. They're going to treat the Hobart like cars. Okay, we got to upgrade. Bring back the one that you smashed to death. They're going to be selling used ones and all kinds. It's going to get crazy out here. But you know what? It's going to be better than dealing with a chick that said, hey, I did OnlyFans and I don't cook and I don't clean and you got to take me out every now and again. And no. You don't cuss these men out, call them incels and they fat and they ain't got no money or whatever. Yup, you know what? They're going to take what money they had and get themselves a Hobart. The other part of the dudes are going to be like, you know what? I ain't going to do the Hobart route, but I got this passport here and I'm going to explore my options. It may work out. It may or may not work out. Thank you, Phenomenal Mexican. Aisha Curry, I can't wait for her. You know what? I need you to understand this, what I'm about to say. I don't like black marriages failing, but God damn it, at any point, if Steph Curry files for divorce or she files for divorce, she needs to go on a tour and call it How to Blow the Bag. Now, she's going to cake off. They got kids, and she didn't dribble a basketball. She hasn't dunked on anybody. She hasn't made one all-star team. All she's done is be a depressed millionaire bitch for no reason. Does she not understand she hit the jackpot? She is married and has reproduced with the king of light-skinned niggas. Steph Curry's the king of light-skinned niggas right now. Every 20 years it changes. Al B. Shaw in the 80s was king of the light-skinned niggas at one point. Then Christopher Williams came in and, he had a little run for about a year, New Jack City, that faded off, and now we're up to Steph Curry. Steph Curry, he's what is he, like 6'5"? I know he looks small on TV, but he's well over 6 feet. I don't know what he's holding in the bedroom. That's none of my business. But the man can shoot a jump shot from a mile away. Perennial all-star. He's gonna go down as a top 50 all-time player. He's an NBA champion, and he chose you. And every time I turn around, you talking some stupid shit. There are millions of women that want to be you where you are right now. And you talking about you would like to get attention from other men, strange men? It don't matter. You are married to the king of light-skinned niggas. Nigga got hazel eyes and everything. Bitch, you've won. Why? Why are you on podcast talking? There are bitches right now like, yep, she gonna drop the ball. And when this nigga come to my city, I'm throwing all of this ass to him. And there's chicks right now saying, you know what? I'm not trying to throw it just to get a baby out of him. I'm trying to replace her. Long term. I'm not trying to collect child support for 18 years. No, I'm trying to be this bitch. She is crazy. She's crazy. She keeps doing this. She keeps doing this. Now, I hope he turns out okay because she ain't shit. Salute to you, Kofa. Everyone go subscribe to my brother Growth with Kofa right here. Go subscribe to my brother right there. He be cooking on topics just like this. You have got to be kidding me. If Steph Curry has a problem with his wife, do you understand why men are fucking doomed? Do you understand why the marriage rate is in the toilet? Do you understand that? You understand? Check this out. A Brazilian pastor turned model at 36 reveals that her former congregants are now following her on OnlyFans and claims that sensual content does not diminish me as a daughter of God. Bro, You know what, man? I'm not even gonna read this. See, I've read enough. And there's always some nigga standing there looking crazy, bro. I mean, I swear. The dude standing there with the beard, his wife was a pastor, and now she turned to OnlyFans. Please explain that shit. Jeff Sparks, salute. Where do you find these dudes that put up with that? Oh yeah, I remember Abel. I remember the Eric Spoelstra thing. Hell yeah. There's another soccer player too. Eric Spoelstra, the head coach of Miami Heat. There was a soccer player recently, a black dude. His fiance broke up with him when she learned that all of his assets were signed up to who? His mom. And she broke up with him. Y'all read that? I don't know if it's true or not. I read it on Instagram. But I don't watch soccer, but it was a black dude. And he had a picture of him and his girl. And it says she left him because she learned that all of his assets were signed over to his mother. Oh, yeah. I know about that. How the hell you divorce a man because he's too perfect? Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're dealing with here. This is what we're dealing with. She said, I'm still a child of God, but I'm going to take these clothes off. This is what we're dealing with. What about this one? Former teacher, 33, reveals she got pregnant by her ex-student after a one-night stand and is planning on keeping the baby to raise it alone while making money as an OnlyFans star. This was back in 2022. Look, man. We're doomed. You understand that? There's only a handful of people that are thinking straight. Only a handful. And it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate that logic has taken a back seat to ignorance and dysfunction, because ignorance and dysfunction has taken the wheel of life, and at warp speed, I mean light speed, breaking the sound barrier speed, we're going into a brick wall. This is absolutely not the patriarchy's fault. The matriarchy has won. You know what I was watching? Maybe I'll cook on this on Pep Talk too. These things keep coming up on my algorithm. These are things that me and Stormy has talked about, Nerds on Culture. It kept popping up. Disney admits its toxic male fans were right. I know about that? All of this woman power and this woke bullshit. You hear me and Storm, we talk about how Marvel Phase 4 just turned into Marvel female phase, and there was a lot of gay undertones and unnecessary nudity and girl power bullshit. It affected Marvel. It affected Star Wars. Gender swapping, race swapping. A lot of it was unnecessary. And you know the old saying is, well, if you don't like it, turn it off. If you don't like it, you ain't got to go to the movies. And you know what? Disney lost billions, not millions, billions. Capital B, billions. And now they're regretting it. They're trying to get in touch with the fan base between the ages, I believe they said from 13 to 28. Because those are the people that like go to the movies and wait online to see the movies. I've done that, but Marvel has turned me off with that stuff because I know what they were doing. But when I talk about it, oh man, oh no, you just don't like the women and the heroes. I'm like, no, you just don't get it. I go to see Thor: Love and Thunder. I don't need to know that Zeus is a pervert and he has orgies. I didn't need to hear that, man. I was in the theater with my children, man. They didn't need to hear that. They didn't need to see Thor's naked ass on the screen. They didn't need to see all of that. You're killing me. No, you killed yourself. Billions of dollars. I'm the consumer. I'm right. And they found out when they say, if you don't like it, stay home. You don't hide all of these woke people. I just saw this chick. I saw a picture of her. I forget her name. She had a shirt, and I just saw this today. I didn't see it other than today. The Force is a female. And she was running around with that shirt on and had all these women. They done single-handedly fucked up all of that. All of these, the Star Wars series and stuff. A Cola and a Yoka, whatever the hell. It was all bullshit. I saw clips of it today. I said, yo. I'd have jumped off my balcony if I was made to watch this. She-Hulk twerking with Meg the Stallion. Man, ridiculous stuff. It's not the patriarchy, because every time we would say, hey, no, we could do without that, y'all start crying about, oh, women this, women that. Oh, hey, we put y'all at the wheel, you and your gay best friends, and y'all look, the result was Disney losing billions. And now they're trying to rekindle their relationship with the audience from ages 13 to 28. Might not get it because there's no trust now. So all of that is related to what we're talking about here. You say, well, why is this like this? Well, why is it that women with a lot of education that are supposed to be the mothers of society are choosing the easy route to make fast money on OnlyFans with complete disregard to their family, their friends, and their own self-respect, which is none, because this has become normalized. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? It's all related. This is real life shit here. The only thing I ask is for this woke shit not to interfere with my form of entertainment. I grew up on Marvel Comics. Phase 1, 2, and 3 was really good. Phase 4 made me hold my money, man. And I said, man, if this is the route they're going now, I'm done with it. Now they're trying to bring it back. But then you look around, you really, they've messed up our entertainment. They done woke it to death. That's messed up. Right? The matriarchy got women saying it's okay to do OnlyFans with total disregard to your kids and your kids' kids and your own self-respect, because I'm telling you, OnlyFans is going to be on a lot of LinkedIn's and it's going to be normalized. Oh, she used to get naked. We got a president in the White House who has a wife. We saw the first lady's naked ass. That's the first. This is where we at as a society now. Wrong is right, and wrong is normalized, and right is shunned upon. Hey man, I don't want to do no drugs. Oh man, stop being a pussy. We used to call it peer pressure. We had after school programs about that. Don't do drugs. You might be amongst your peers and they might be all smoking and drinking and doing lines, and they're going to look at you and try and make you feel bad because you don't want to do it. Here's why you don't do it. Remember, this is your brain on drugs. My favorite one was This Is Drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Remember the remix? This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. And this is your mother. And she start tearing up the kitchen with the frying pan. And this is your daddy. And this is your school. This is your friends. And she bust the whole kitchen on its ass. And I said, I like that commercial. There was a basketball game. And this black man was singing the national anthem. So I'm watching it and I'm like, okay. And it says the end, at the end part. So I'm like, oh, what happens at the end? I'm thinking he's going to salute Rach. So I'm thinking, oh, what? He's going to fall. It's going to be a funny moment. The dude says, in the land of the free. And then he goes all down with his tight pants and says, in the home of the gay. I was like, what the? Whoa, hold on. Wait a goddamn minute. Grand Regent Thrag, salute. I said, wait a minute. Wait a goddamn minute. Wait a minute. Did he really just do that? Did he use our country's national anthem to make a political statement? It's not even a political statement. I know, we get it. You're here, you're queer, and you're not going anywhere. I get it. But don't fuck up my national anthem to my country. It's not perfect. But don't use that song to make your own personal statement. Home of the gay? I didn't do any time in the military, but I know a bunch of veterans that, you know, they take that shit serious. It's like, wait a minute, what? I told my boy, don't put that on that post. They're going to investigate you. Well, he wanted to write, because he said it to me. He said, man, I'm about to, and he found out who dude was. He was going to DM him all kinds of crazy. I said, don't. Police will be at your house. Because my boy takes it serious. Matter of fact, remember I told you we all went down to enlist, and I changed my mind at the last moment, and then the war broke out, and he went, and he's a disabled veteran now. He got his thumb blown off. Remember I told y'all that story? Yeah. Him. He got mad as hell. I lost a limb for this. I lost a thumb for this fucking country. I take that national anthem very serious. I fought for your right to be free. I fought for your right to walk around and not get gay bash and shit like that. The least you can do is leave my goddamn national anthem alone. That other side have turned into bullies. You tell them, no, thank you. I don't want to put this on my program. No, thank you. I don't want to make that a part of my story. No, thank you. I'm good here. And all of a sudden, oh, you're this and you're that and you don't like it. No. You're not going to bully me into conforming to what you believe. What you believe is what you believe. Do that over there. We're good here. And this feminist woke bullshit infiltrated Disney and they lost billions. And now they got to try and get an audience back. When it affected their pockets, now what? Oh, if you don't like it, stay home. Guess what? We all did. We all did. Everyone got mad at Snoop. But when he had to explain to his grandbabies with the Buzz Lightyear movie, it was like, hey, how did they make a baby and it's two women? I mean, kids, they can ask questions like that, but he was like, man, just watch the movie. They're like, no, what's going on here? Now, why the fuck he going to see a goddamn animated movie and he got to take time out to explain to his goddamn grandkids? That shit, you can leave that out, man. Leave it out. If you're saying that we're hating on you, I can say that you're grooming. Stop. Cut it out, man. Cut it out. Doing too goddamn much. Shout out to the women that are educated and don't need no man, and you're turning to OnlyFans. I'm not mad at you. Get your bread. Get your bread. I just asked the question, is OnlyFans the modern woman's only option? Now, if you wanted to make quick bread and you want to do that, then fine. But I reserve the right to ask the question. If that's your only option, you know, I don't know if my homegirl was up against it and, yo, I got to pay my bills or I'm going to get evicted in about 2 months. You felt the need to do that. I'm not mad at you. I was just a little confused on some things. And just, you know, I had to tell the female people in our circle, I said, yo, y'all are really trying to make sense of this. And we weren't even arguing. We did more listening than talking. We was like, yeah, word. Exactly, Rachel. Not in your house. Not in my house either. Nope. Kids ain't coming to me saying, hey man, my daughter said, yeah, pansexual. I said, no. Let me break this down to you. Heterosexual, homosexual, that's it. There's only two genders, male and female. Some people like the same gender. Most normal people do not. Man, woman, child. If a woman has to tell you, we don't need no man and we could procreate by way of science, as soon as you involve in fucking Dr. Mindbender from G.I. Joe to create a baby in a test tube, you've lost. Had to say to baby girl, I said, look, you take 300 men and put them on an island and give them everything they need to survive. In 100 years, you're going to find the remains of 300 dead men. So then I said to Shorty, I said, look, if you take 300 trannies and put them on an island, in 100 years, what are you going to have? She said, what? 300 dead men.
What?
Yes. It's the same thing. I don't care what you think. I don't care if you think you're a cat, you identify as a dog, or you're pansexual or transsexual or homosexual or whatever. You're a dude. Okay? It's not how you feel. When you're born, they look between your legs. If you didn't have, well, you know, if you didn't have if you didn't get that sonogram, they look, they say, oh, those are testicles, and that's a penis. You're a boy. You can grow up to be a fairy. That can happen. But you're a boy. You're a boy. Whether you like it or not. I don't believe in no pansexual. I don't believe in no. LGBTQ LMNOP. No. 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 Absolutely not. Better get right. You better wake up, man.
You're gonna love my nuts.
Yeah, they're gonna really look at this live. When I start talking like this, they get mad. My thing is, I'm not a liar. I don't need to lie on this. y'all are now. What the fuck are y'all doing? Y'all are now yo, adding letters to this shit. It's gotten so complicated. And I'm like, yo, look, man. Keep it simple. Confusing these kids, and you know, it's in the schools, man. These kids, they normalize this shit. I was watching that Justice League cartoon a couple of years ago, and this one of the kids from Atlantis, the teenagers, is black. So I said, oh man, they got a black kid in Atlantis now. So I'm watching it. The animation's really good, and guess what? It's a pillow biter. Well, you know that was the last episode I watched, right? There goes that. Those Black Manta, son. Yeah, well, whatever the fuck that was, I stopped watching it. I literally got frustrated. Like, yo, what the fuck? Come on. Why? I didn't need to see that.
Get your hand off my penis!
All y'all kids are going to school, your young adults, your young teens, you know that this shit is normalized. Oh yeah, that's so-and-so, he gay. All right. But these chicks still want to talk to me about a goddamn patriarchy. I ain't got no problem with gay people. I don't. I got a problem with media force feeding it to the public. It's like, all right already, man. They've been here the whole time. What the fuck? Why? Man, damn, keep that shit away from me. Now I'm like that. Yo, please keep it away from me, man. All right. Yeah, but the gay people, I know they're there. What is the problem? I know they're there. There's a dude at my job that wears box braids and eyeliner. He cool. It's obvious. Don't nobody bother him. So what? Damn. Jesus Christ. Why is it in my entertainment? Why is it in the cartoons? Yes, I still watch cartoons. Why is it in my goddamn cartoons? I really wish I could understand that Thor Love and Thunder shit. That really, oh man. I was in the theater like, yo, when I tell you I was fuming, that Zeus scene, little cousin was like, what's up, orgy? I said, shut up. And for 10 minutes, I'm like, man, he ain't gonna forget this. When we get outside, he gonna ask me, cuz, what's up? Bro. Nope, I took his ass right back. I said, I went to my older cousin and said, yo, look, you deal with this. He saw something in that movie, you gotta explain it. This nigga called me, was like, yo. I said, bro, come on, I didn't know, bro. Dude said it 2 times. He was like, what the fuck? Bro, you gotta explain it to him. Don't hide it, explain it. I just didn't want to do it. Snacks, what up? So this ain't the patriarchy, man. No. We took a back seat to all of that shit. And what does all of this have to do with what I'm talking about tonight? All of this, women put in charge. How many women y'all know got that gay best friend? And that's who gives her advice on all of her heterosexual relationships. They got a gay best friend. You gonna take it? You gonna take advice from that dude? Okay. Yeah, Brother Reef, ain't missing nothing. You don't need to watch it. Horrible film. It was the worst. That right there, that movie right there is what almost killed the MCU. That movie right there. Man, everyone was talking crazy about Ironheart. Now, you know, I'm sensitive to that. You know, it's a black girl. I know about her in the comics. She's a genius, right? And I'm like, man, why because they were disrespectful to her. And I said, man, they cut the sister down. You know what? I'm going to watch it. First episode, these motherfuckers ain't wasting no time. I ain't going to tell you what I saw. I just got annoyed. And I said, I got through the episode. I didn't watch the. I said, all right, man, whatever, man. Okay. I tried, man. Nope. You don't need that. But this is what they force feeding us. Is OnlyFans the modern woman's only option? No. There's several different options. They're smart. They're just being lazy. Feminism almost killed it. Feminism cost Disney billions of dollars. The matriarchy has normalized women with a lot of education, normalized them doing OnlyFans. Matriarchy. Patriarchy is taking a back seat and women are at the wheel and they're literally trying to drive a stick shift when they've never driven one. We're fucked. Boxer Fan Times 4 in that super chat salute, he says, it's all them kids that got tampered with that never got helped. Well, I'm no therapist, but they sure seem to be in a lot of positions of power, aren't they? Ain't that something? Well, it is what it is. I'm gonna land a plane right there, man. These chicks are every bit as lazy as they claim the dudes are. The incels is what's buying your OnlyFans, along with the LGBTQ LMNOP community. Good luck with the WNBA. If y'all go on a lockout, I'd like to see if y'all, stop balling, who's going to come up with the bread to pay y'all. How that's going to happen, how that's going to work. I'm just here watching. Good luck to y'all. Go subscribe to my Patreon. The gloves are off over there. Can't wait to see what they do with this live. I think I done said too much, but we'll see. But salute to y'all. I'm going to talk this boxing in the morning. Take it gently.
The Painful Excellence Podcast.